ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਰੇਡੀਓ USA ਸੁਣ ਰਹੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਹਿਮਾਨਯੋਗ ਅਤੇ ਸਤਿਕਾਰ ਸਰੋਤਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਿਆਰ ਸਤਿਕਾਰ ਸਹਿਤ ਨਿੱਘੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਸਭ ਨੂੰ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਆਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਸੋ ਤੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪ ਸਭ ਦਾ ਨਿੱਘਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ। ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਵਿਸ਼ੇਸ਼ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਹੋ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਹਾਂ। ਜਿਵੇਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਕਈ ਦਿਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਖ-ਵੱਖ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਵਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। ਅੱਜ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਫਿਰ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਜ਼ਰੀਏ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਜੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਵਾਉਣ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। ਇਸ ਵਾਰੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਵਾਉਣ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਕੈਲੀਫੋਰਨੀਆ ਦੀ ਅਸੈਂਬਲੀ ਡਿਸਟ੍ਰਿਕਟ 13 ਦੇ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਸਿਟੀ ਆਫ ਟ੍ਰੇਸੀ ਦੇ ਮੇਅਰ ਪ੍ਰੋਟੈਮ ਵੀ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, Veronica Vargas. So ਆਪਣੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਜੁੜ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਆ। Hello Veronica, welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
So Veronica, let's start off with the question. How's the campaign going?
The campaign is going well. We are very busy. We are very lucky to have volunteers and people that want to help us, like TJ Dowmy, the Shandy group, and many others through every city. We have some major endorsements and support in Mountain House and Stockton and in Tracy. So we're very excited and looking forward to moving on to the runoff.
That's good. So let me tell our listeners, June is the first Tuesday is the last date for your ballots to turn in. All your ballots should have
June
reached
7th.
June 7th, sorry. So it should have reached you by now. If not, you can go on the voting day, election day, and vote your ballot over there. And let's talk about what are the issues you are fighting for this term.
Well, one of the major issues that right now everybody is impacted with is, fixing the gas prices, and not just for a little bit or for a short time. We
Mm-hmm.
need fixing the issue and the over regulations that we have to really address the problem, not the symptom. We just need to get back at work and fight for reduction of gas prices to help the working family to keep their dollars and figure out how to make better use of those dollars than just paying for gas at $6 and change right now. It's crazy.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Another
so
thing
how,
that I
how do you plan to correct that? How do you plan to fix that issue?
So, like I said, it's over regulations that we need to get to work with the senators and the assembly. Uh, just reduce the over regulation, over taxation. Just really focus into how we can better reduce the regulations and those taxes, so we can really figure out a way to just reduce the cost of the 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 gas prices.
So California population is increasing. We are around about 40 million right now. Energy demands are increasing. Are there any suggestion and your plans to work on those energy demands? How are we going to fulfill for all the Californians?
I am so glad that you asked for that. As a mayor pro tem and as the chair of the Valley Link Rail, which I'm representing the Tri Valley
Mm-hmm.
and the San Joaquin Valley, I'm actually the chair of this new rail district that AB 548 put into basically give us the authority back in
Mm-hmm.
2021. Part of that, we actually are designing and putting right now an ask for the state of California so we can build the first hydro hydro energy hydro
Hydrogen plant or hydroelectricity?
hydrogen plant. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Thank you. We took a yep the first hydrogen plant in Tracy. It's a
Mm-hmm.
200 acres of land that the city of Tracy, by resolution, donated to the Valley Link Rail, so we can develop the first hydrogen plant. We are shovel ready. We're ready to go on that one. We have all the studies, the land, the environmental clearance, and we just put an ask for the state of California for a grant of $100 million and to build the plant. And that plant will help truck drivers the
Mm-hmm.
bus system, and of course the train when it goes online to give energy, hydrogen energy to all those three public transportation and private, hopefully transportation to help with the new trucking that's moving to hydrogen uses.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. The areas you are want to represent, and you already representing the city of Tracy, being their mayor. There has been a population boom. Basically, all the people who are coming out of Bay Area, they are settling in over there, and traffic transport becomes another issue for that area. Are there any plans in your agenda to address that?
Right. So it's a multifaceted, and yes, I'm representing as a mayor pro tem the Tracy area, but also as the chair of the Valley Link Rail, I represent more cities. We have uh, 15 agencies,
Mm-hmm.
10 cities. So currently, I'm representing the city of Manteca, the city of Mount House, Tracy, Lathrop, Stockton. Um, Furthermore, I actually sit as the chair for the Legal California Cities, which we represent 550 cities. I'm actually the chair for that committee, and we are in charge of transportation, infrastructure, and communications and public works. So it's a holistic view that we need to address, and we need to coordinate with local governments to facilitate infrastructure growth. We are working with San Joaquin COG, which is the San Joaquin uh, um,
Mm-hmm.
Commerce organization. They actually is trying right now to look into widen the 205 to add an HOV lane to that, and the Valley Link will be a component of that study that they're currently doing right now. So they are looking into widening one lane in the freeway and adding the train, uh, taking people off their cars
Mm-hmm.
and putting them in the train not only helps the environment, but
Mm-hmm.
it gets you to work in a steady time. The trip from Mount House to the Bay Area will take about 27 minutes, no matter what time of the day. It will
Mm-hmm.
be steady. The train will travel between 40 and 70 miles per hour. And
Okay.
not only that, but for the folks in Stockton, uh, it takes people off the freeway. So those people that they have to commute, they're able to just commute in with more space on the freeway.
Hmm.
So it's a multifaceted process.
So Veronica, how long do you think these things will come into play? How many years we are talking about for these things?
Well, we've been at work for a few years now.
Okay.
Uh, the design and the study, all the engineering, all
Mm-hmm.
the environmental for CEQA has been done.
Okay.
We're in the NEPA process. So we are expecting to be completely ready to start construction in 2025, 2026, and open to serving communities. The train will be running by 2027, 2028. So
Okay.
only a few years away. It's
Yeah.
we've been working very hard with a lot of support from the communities, a lot of support from different cities that they see that this is something that's desperately needed to help the congestion over the Altima.
Yeah. So it's a desperate need for those people, for the congestion, traffic congestion they have to
Raj,
face. Yes.
Raj, we have over 170,000 vehicles
Mm,
going over the Altima in the peak times. So it's just crazy,
it
crazy,
is.
crazy. So
Yeah.
we do need to, and we have help right now. Those bills. Senator Eggman, who's been there for quite some time, was a big help to us,
Okay.
and so we have congressional help. This week, the Federal Transportation Agency, the FTA,
Mm-hmm.
put the project as a priority project in the federal level. So we're very, very happy that
Yeah.
in the federal level, we are bringing the attention to from the FDA, and they have put Valley Link as a project in the federal level with the help of two congressmen from both sides of the Altima. Congressman Swallow and Congressman Harder uh,
Okay.
collaborated with us on that. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's great work with a lot of people supporting things like that.
That's good. That's good progress. So you guys are on the
Oh,
map, and yeah. So we're gonna be there soon. In 5 years, almost, they will be serving,
5 years.
yeah, the community. Uh,
So,
as we were talking, a lot of people have already moved here, like in that area, Mountain House area. Livermore is like nearby Altamont Paul, and Tracy. It's expanding. Affordability becomes another issue. Affordable housing
mhm.
becomes another issue. Few years back, houses over there weren't that costly. Now it's costing arm and leg.
Oh man, I tell you, it sure is costing more than an arm and a leg. So we need to work hard to really add more supply. We have areas, as you see, Mountain House is building. Tracy continues to build. Lathrop is booming. Stockton as well. West planning growth and diversity of housing becomes affordability. But we need to build more where we have a shortage of housing. And the prices have gone out tremendously. So we need to work in the recovery after COVID. Supply chain is the issue. So when there's not enough supply and a high demand, prices go up, right? So we need to
Yeah.
just figure out how to just create here in America the
Hmm.
products that we need to build our own housing
Hmm.
supply. So since they come from other countries, they're expensive. They take time and coming to the border. So we need to really grow our own supply. Raj, I'm an immigrant.
Yeah.
I was not born and raised in America. I came to the United States in the early 90s from Argentina. I came with literally nothing. I had a bag of clothes and a couple $100 in my pocket.
Yeah.
Um, the United States is the best country. We get to work and we can make changes. We just need to collaborate. We need to collaborate with people of all um, diversities, all backgrounds, and we can make things great. So one of the things that why I'm able to move things forward, like Violet Link, the energy plan, is because I'm able to work with pretty much everybody,
Hmm.
collaborating and bringing people's diverse views and backgrounds together for a common goal. It's no secret, the South is working together to make things better and to work, to give the people of our district a better service. They deserve. They're busy working. This is what we can do to just facilitate a better quality of life.
Yeah. Uh, as we are talking, like a lot of IT professionals, they're moving into that area, and we talked about affordability. With the inflation and all these things happening, a lot of things are getting expensive. People who have been living there for a long time, are they feeling they're getting pushed out of that area too? And if that is so, how are you going to control that thing? How are you going to control that issue?
So I hope that nobody gets feel this pushed out. I mean, I know that people are holding on to their properties because their value is going up.
Hmm.
So that's good for a thing. But uh, I have to tell you, I'm a mom of 6 kids.
Hmm.
I have five of them on their 20s and early 30s. I can tell you that my young adult children are having a hard time buying their first home,
Yeah.
and that's not unique to them. This is something that happens to all our young 20s and 30-year-olds.
Hmm.
So again, we need to just have diversity in housing, so we have more supply for them to be able to enter the market. We need to look into affordability in very different ways. Not everybody can afford a 6,000 square feet lot, 3,000 square feet home. Nor not everybody wants it.
Hmm.
Uh, some of our families, we like to have our parents living with us,
Hmm.
right? We have to be able to have houses that actually represent the people. So again, when I say diversity in houses, we need small houses, we need medium houses, we need houses for everybody. So we need to really look into figuring out how to um, create a supply and create jobs that will reduce the cost because now the demand is not so great.
Yeah. So you talked about hydrogen plant coming to Tracy. What other things you would like to add to those area for job creation?
Can you repeat that, please?
I was asking, like you talked about hydrogen plant coming to Tracy, so that will create few jobs over there for a long
It
time
will.
too. So, what else you would be able to do to have more job creation in that area?
So more job creation come in a different facet. The value link is one component.
Mm-hmm.
It will create about $64 million of new revenues,
Mm-hmm.
creating this plant over here. After the construction of this, we'll have about 400 new jobs over there. We also have uh, a diverse uh, land uses. So we have zoning that creates uh, commerce, that
Mm-hmm.
creates retail, that creates warehousing, that creates logistics, that creates transportation components. So all those things we need to just work to continue that diversity component to create jobs coming to our region. As the Bay Area it gets built out, we are going to be able to host businesses into our district, and for those districts to be able for those businesses to stand in our district and create new jobs over here. That um, the city of Tracy, the city of Stockton,
Mm-hmm.
the city of Tracy is an inland port. The city of Stockton is a port. Right now, the Stockton port is looking for people to want to go to work. So there are opportunities right now in our area for people that want to stock community and work in our cities.
Veronica, homelessness has become a hot issue all across California. I'm pretty sure your city and all the areas you want to represent is facing that problem as well. What are your plans to address that issue?
So my plan is to fight to make better bills, to have a more holistic view, to have a comprehensive wraparound system. It's not about just homelessness situation. There are individuals that suffer from mental health issues, from abuse, from drug addiction, from a lot of things. We need to figure out how to really the the whole state looking into more of a wraparound system to supply services to individuals that are sheltered. We do need to create shelters. We need to create opportunities for those folks to have the ability to grab opportunities when those opportunities are presented and really work really hard to be inclusive of mental health services and funding more dollars for a solution that's comprehensive. Job training, getting back into how to enter the society. It's gonna be something that's gonna take a while to fix. It's not gonna be done overnight. In Tracy, we are building our first shelter. We are trying to connect with the county services to make sure that we are supplying medical, mental health, and job training. And but for that, we need to just have more of a comprehensive. It's not about just Tracy; it's the entire district. We need to work globally and united to solve this problem.
Yeah. And lastly, with the drought in the third year in California, water management becomes another issue. There's a lot of farming happening in that area too, and we have seen that uh, farmers or farming irrigation has been cautioned upon a lot of times. What are you guys planning to address the water shortage issues?
So I believe city-wise we need to manage. However, the farming community is how we get our food.
Yeah.
We need to just really be careful. I'm a supporter of our farming community. It's no secret. I grew up in a farm. I grew up in middle of nowhere in Argentina, so they're close to my heart, and they need and how they feed the rest of the world. In California, we need to get serious about building storage, water storage. We have not invested, even though that we have passed bills in the past. They said that we are going to be doing more. SB1 was one of those bills that was passed about a few years ago. Still, we haven't not built any major storage for water conservation for uses of farming and cities. So we need to get serious about that. We need to look and to make sure that our deltas are protected, that the water's rights are not taken away from our communities. The carteling to some of our rights is not okay. So I'm ready to just fight to protect the rights that we have from the 1800s in our district to make sure that we still have a healthy, safe community, not just for farmers, but also for the people in the cities and the metropolitan areas.
Thank you, Veronica. Thank you for your time. And last, what do you want to tell our audience?
I will say, look into my website. Go to www.veronica-vargas.com. I have more information over there. If you want to get involved, please contact us. We look, forward to meeting people if they have questions, if they want to know more about me, or they have issues that they need help with. I love, connecting with folks in my district, in my city. So, I'm ready to help. I want to thank you, Raj, for the opportunity that you are giving me to share my message. For TJ Dami for connecting us. He's a great friend and a good supporter. And for the community, the Sikh community has been wonderful to work with. I'm actually do work with several of my clients are the Sikh community, and I love it. You guys are a great partnership to have, and you guys are very involved, and I love that because as another immigrant, we know that we need to get together, united, and support one another.
Thank you. Thank you, Veronica. Thank you
you
for your time.
Of course. Thank you for your time. Take care. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye. ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ।
Bye-bye.
ਸੋ ਸਰੋਤਿਓ ਇਹ ਸਨ ਵਰੋਨਿਕਾ ਵਾਰਗਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਕੈਲੀਫੋਰਨੀਆ ਅਸੈਂਬਲੀ ਡਿਸਟ੍ਰਿਕਟ 13 ਦੇ ਲਈ ਇਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਲੱਗਾ? ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਪੋਜੀਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਦੂਜੇ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟਸ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਸੁਣੋ ਤੇ ਜਿਹਦਾ ਵੀ ਫਿਰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਚੰਗਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਉਹਦੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੋਟ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਉਹ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਪਾਇਓ। ਸੋ ਘਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੈਲਟ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਹੋਣਗੇ, ਸੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਸ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਆਪਣੀ ਵੋਟ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਪਾਇਓ। ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਮੇਰੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਵੀ ਇਜਾਜ਼ਤ, ਸਭ ਨੂੰ ਹੀ ਪਿਆਰ ਭਰੀ ਨਿੱਘੀ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ। ਸੁਣਦੇ ਰਹੋ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਰੇਡੀਓ।